Hello and welcome to Cliff Reviews Art House. This time I'm reviewing El Conde, directed by Pablo Larrain. After the closing scene of this film, I was absolutely flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it. It's a long time since I've quite seen a film like this, and I don't mean this in a good way. I really struggled with this film. El Conde is a kind of reimagined history of General Pinochet, the war criminal dictator that ruled in Chile. I've really enjoyed some of Pablo's previous work, particularly his Pinochet trilogy, Tony Manero, No, and Postmortem. I think this is a really interesting trilogy, and it gave me a different perspective on the Pinochet history. This film feels like a completely different beast. I did find the start quite compelling and eye-catching. The story is fantastical, the music is amazing, and we see some gruesome violence. But I soon became unhooked and I never reconnected with it. For starters, I really struggle with vampire films. I've never really enjoyed them, with one exception. There are many things that I enjoyed about Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. But even there, I almost can't stand the vampire scenes. It just really turns me off. So this didn't help. Then I don't really enjoy deep political satire. I'm absolutely certain that the writing is impeccable and that there's lots of references that I probably missed. Actually, I did get enough reference to know that this is true, but it's just not my thing. Death of Stalin really wasn't my type of film, but at least it was quite entertaining and fun. I really don't know what he was trying to achieve here. It completely went over my head. If you didn't know what a tyrant Pinochet was, this doesn't really fill you in. In some ways, there are worse characters than him in the film, so this seems somewhat odd. In this film, Pinochet is a bit of a sad, old, gentle man. The nun character, Carmen, was really hard to comprehend. I have no idea what she was supposed to represent, whether she was good or bad. She seemed to have a confidence indicating a clear agenda, but I felt her character never quite developed that. And although she does have a clear story arc, I just don't understand what her purpose is. The surprise character that turns up later in the film is another one of the fantastical and fantasy elements. There is something mildly amusing about this character, but I do mean mildly. All in all, the best that I can say is that I must have missed something and it went over my head. And when that happens and I don't feel connected, it's very difficult for me to reconnect and get anything out of the film. The worst that I can say is that this film is ridiculous. It doesn't give you anything solid to grasp, and it feels very frustrating. It's definitely a film where you say WTF at the end. One thing that makes it particularly frustrating is that there are some things that are amazing about this film. The way El Conde is made is absolute perfection. The cinematography, the music, the set, it's all so cinematic. I saw this in a cinema on a big screen. I know it's being released on Netflix in the next few days, and I don't think it would be the same seeing it on a small screen. The film is shot in a kind of soft black and white, and it looks absolutely stunning. Although I really didn't enjoy this film, I did decide just to focus on enjoying looking at every frame. The music is great. There's a lot of variation on the four seasons, and this works really well. It's truly outstanding filmmaking. It's just a shame that the content didn't do it for me at all. I wouldn't like to say that I don't recommend El Conde. I do always wonder if I'm missing something when I really don't connect with a film. But I can only be honest. This is what happened to me when I watched it. What I can say is that I certainly don't highly recommend it. What I also would say is that if you are going to watch it, try and see it at the cinema, as I think that this is definitely a film to see on the big screen. Thanks for watching. See you next time.